Yo guys, what is up? My name is Grizzly, and today I'm gonna make another League of Legends video. In today's video, I'm actually gonna cover the new patch, which came out yesterday, and it's patch 7.24. Now for me, this has been a very anticipated patch due to the state of top lane right now. I feel like bruisers are a bit weak, and I feel like tanks are a bit oppressive, and I feel like there's some range champions that are kind of using top lane right now, Teemu for example, which I do play a bit of myself, not that much in on my mains however, but I feel like Teemu is quite fun, but overall he's not that healthy for the game, so we'll look after for some nerfs for range champions in top lane, and also for tanks, and also maybe some melee compensations for maybe press the attack, because right now press the attack it gives the same value on a ranged champion, so, and obviously it's easier to auto attack from ranged, so we'll look for some melee compensations there. But anyways, let's get straight into the patch notes. So first off we have Aurelion Sol, and his R cooldown is reduced. Now this does not come as a surprise to me per se, because Aurelion Sol has kinda lacked a keystone. Phase Rush is alright on him, but the old Storm Raiders was a lot better, and so he's kinda lackluster right now. He can take Comet, I guess, or Aerie, but they don't really make that much sense on him, so yeah, he definitely needs some sort of buff if they're not gonna buff Phase Rush. Next one is Bard. I don't play that much bot lane myself, but from what I've seen, Bard is the same as always. He's kind of a champion that works really well in lane. He can bully a lot, and he transitions well into mid game if you're good at landing ultimates, but he falls off later on. But they're giving him 10 more damage on his meeps, it seems like, and also some base health regen, which is good for lane. And this is also like, yeah, good for early and mid game. It doesn't really make any difference later on, however, but I don't think that this is gonna change Bard. He's maybe gonna go up like 0.5% in win ratio or something, but it's overall not gonna do much. Okay, so Camille is getting buffed, it seems. Passive shield duration increased and Q recost window increased. So the shield duration goes from 1.5 to 2 seconds. Now I'm not a fan of this. I actually really liked it when they changed it before, so that the shield duration was lower. The shield was still strong, but it didn't last as long, because that gives a lot of outplay potential. You can space Camille and then you can trade with her. So I really don't like this change. I would rather they like buff the shield value or something. I don't know, I don't really like this change. I think Camille is fine. She's just like a victim of pressed attack being quite weak, but buffing Camille directly, not a big fan. Okay, so window to recost Q from 3.3.5. Timer displays an icon showing instead of cost availability. So this is kind of just like if you don't know the timing, it's a display that can help you. Delay frame power attack still 1.5 seconds. Okay, so this doesn't really make that big of a difference in my opinion. Good Camille's always could time this before, so doesn't really matter that you have it for a bit longer. Maybe if someone is kiting you and you're like on the last 0.5 seconds, you get it off, while before you wouldn't, but overall doesn't make that big of a change. So this is what I like to see right here. The Darius boss, baby, let's go. Okay, so Darius, as well as the others, he kind of like is in a weird position where Grasp is alright, because Darius is a quite tanky champion. He doesn't really have to do that much auto attacks to deal damage, because his Q is on a low cooldown, and he's quite like durable, so he could take Grasp, but then again, you really want to make sure you can bully lane with Darius, and since you don't get any extra AD from that tree, it's like, it's not that good. It's like alright, but and then press the attack. As I said, it's quite weak overall for melees in my opinion, and especially on Darius, it's harder to get 3 autos off with Darius than for example Jax, because Jax has higher base attack speed and scaling attack speed, and he also has a auto attack reset just like Darius, so Darius, he works with press the attack, but it's not great. So what Darius has been going lately, I've seen, because when I made my Darius guide, it was very early into the season, so people didn't really know what was good. People are going Phase Rush now, basically because that tree gives you 15 AD level 1, that's basically the sole reason. I tried Aerie on him as well, I found it like quite useful, but overall Darius, like, he is in a quite shit spot, honestly. He needs more like early game pressure, so let's see what they're doing here. Bleed damage from per stack is 10 to 27, and now it's 13 to 30. Okay, so let's see, so level 3, it would be about, if you get 5 stacks, it's at least like 15 damage extra per stack, so or I mean with all stacks on, so that's quite good per tick. So it ticks like 5 times I think, so that's like 70 extra damage in a level 3 trade. That's quite good. Okay, so bleed damage at 5 stacks. Okay, so they actually show that number as well. Okay, I see. So that's actually quite a big buff. It's like, yeah, level 1 is like 15. Okay, so that's quite good actually. This will make some difference for early game definitely, but you will still like have to go the sorcery tree I think for the AD. Because even with this and grasp, you still won't have kill pressure on tanks. So, okay, so Noxian might. Okay, so you get more AD from your passive as well. So it's from 30 to it stacks from 1 through 3. Okay, so before basically you gain more AD like at chunks. So for example, you would get bonus you would have the same extra AD from levels like 1 through 6, and then you at the level 7 the passive damage increase, but now it actually increases every level, so that's quite good. You get more even spikes basically, because Darius was good level 1 before, but now it's gonna be stronger level 2 and 3 than before. It's gonna be the same I guess at level like 7. Okay, so what's this? Okay, so bonus, oh, but it's actually buffed as well. Okay, so that's quite good. That's a good change. It's not that much, but it's still something. And then, okay, so at late game he's also a bit better, but like, as you can see, 25 or 30 AD at level 18, it's good, but it's not gonna like make or break him late game. But he's still solid late, it's just, he has trouble really punishing early game, and that's what Darius has to do. Okay, so overall, like, quite good changes. I think his win ratio will go up with like 1% or something. Maybe now you can actually get away with going another tree than sorcery, but I'm not sure. We'll have to just see. I think Darius will be alright after this patch. So Evelyn is like disgusting right now. If I didn't have to ban like Xin Sao, Ornn, Zoe, Kata every game, I would probably ban Evelyn, because she just one-shots you level 3, and then she can just AoE one-shot your entire team with her ultimate later on. Electrocute is not very balanced on junglers right now. Their level 3 ganks are insane. Okay, so recommended items, whatever. When camouflage, Evelyn is now properly warned. Okay, so just bug fixes, alright. Okay, whatever. Ezreal, okay, Ezreal is obviously disgusting. I think most people are aware of this. He has like a 57% win ratio, and he actually pushes every AD carry down below 50% because he's so oppressive. I think it's him and MF that are over 55%, and then Twitch sits at around like a 50.6 or something like that, so it's like slightly above 50%, and all other ADs in the entire game are below 50%, so Ezreal definitely has to get nerfed, and it's quite a big nerf. So this is just good. I think he needs more nerfs than this. I hope they like nerf Kleptomancy on him or something, because it's just disgusting, honestly. Okay, so Galio. The ratio on his passive is down by 0.2. I mean, if you build a lot of AP, it's gonna make a difference later on, but it's not gonna matter for like early and, yeah, like early mid game. Okay, so W now deals damage to champions. Okay. Now deals, okay, so the AP ratio is kind of like, and it scales up to 0.6 if you channel it, I guess. So that's quite good. He gets like another damage ability, I guess. So he's actually not going to be nerfed at all. And then the cooldown is reduced on his E as well. So Galio's going to be better. I think he was actually quite weak before they did this, because I remember they overbuffed his Q by a lot, and then they had to nerf it, obviously, because it was one-shotting people. And obviously the Q is like, you can't really punish Galio for casting a Q. It's low cooldown, it's quite long range, so yeah, that nerf was definitely needed, and now they're buffing him a bit. I feel like he's sitting at about... I think he's really weak, honestly. I feel like, even though champions can be balanced with a low win ratio, I think Galio has 42 or 43% in mid and top. I really think like for solo queue, because his ultimate is very team-oriented, it's only going to be like in Challenger that he can be oppressive even with a low win ratio, so I understand why they're buffing him. Okay. So what does this mean? I've like never played Ivern in my life. Ivern's historically relied on Trigger Seed's low cooldown to help him survive fights. However, the transition from Thunderlord's Decree to their Burstier but higher end cooldown Electrocute has given aggressive junglers an easier time taking Ivern down before he gets a second shield off. We're offsetting this systemic shift by reducing the health costs. Okay, so he's gonna be healthier when he clears the jungle, I guess that's fine. Doesn't really make that big of a difference, but Honestly, I don't really like when Iron is meta, but I think he's really weak right now. He doesn't really have a keystone, so this is alright. Okay, so Jarvan is disgusting, both in jungle and top. He pokes really well in top right now, because range meta is like pretty broken top. You can easily outpoke bruisers before they can even do anything in the lane, so Jarvan is impressive in that way. And in jungle, he also just like straight up takes electrocute and one-shots you, so he definitely needs a nerf. So they're reducing his passive current health damage from 10 to 8%, which is alright. Doesn't really make that big of a difference. Obviously in like tank matchups top later on it's gonna matter, but not that much overall. And then his Q damage is reduced by 20 at the latest rank, but level 1 is the same, and then it goes down by 5, and then 10, and then 15, and then 20, okay. Overall, very small nerfs, not gonna affect Jarvan that much, he's still gonna be very good. R ratio increased. Oh, this is actually quite big, because this ultimate, you have to keep in mind that it always, or it pretty much always gives maximum value because it hits 5 targets. Now people can like use Onias or something like that, but overall this like damage is so reliable that a scaling increase by 0.15 is actually quite big, so this is gonna make Harvest a lot better, I feel like. Okay, Leona W damage decreased. This is very needed because Leona with Aftershock like really does a lot of damage. And she's unkillable with it as well. Like Aftershock, you know, when you CC someone you get the buff, you get the armor and magic resist, and if you couple that with your W, which also increases your resistances by a lot, like you're basically Alistar ulted, so and it has like a 20-second cooldown, so it's really broken. So they're just straight up taking 20 damage off this ability at all ranks. That's good because early game is the most oppressive, so like losing 20 damage here is gonna be like super big. Then obviously like when it's maxed, doesn't really matter that much. Late game doesn't make a difference at all, but throughout the early stages this is like a very good nerf, so yeah. Okay, so Malzahar R damage decreased, so from no, this is quite a big damage nerf, huh? It's a 0.3 AP scaling decrease plus a 50 flat damage at level 16. Oh, that is so huge actually. Okay, but Malzahar is extremely oppressive, so he definitely needs a nerf, but I'm not sure like taking this much damage off his R is the best change. Like I would rather they do this than nothing at all with Malzahar for sure, but I feel like he has other problems. Like the cooldown on his ultimate is the problem, like not the damage. Because with ultimate hat and Malzahar's ulti, it's like on a 40-second cooldown. That's the problem, in my opinion at least. So Malzahar needs to press more buttons to kill people. Yeah, his cooldowns, or I mean his abilities doesn't have cooldown. So I mean, holy. The thing with Malzahar with like 40% CDR is just like spamming out everything. It doesn't matter if he misses like 3 silences in a fight, because he still can land 2 of them like in the same fight afterwards, and then you win the fight because the silence is like, it's AoE, it silences like your entire team, and it also deals shit tons of damage, and that coupled with this little like fucking minions that run up to you and fucking harass you, it's just, oh, it's so fucking annoying playing against Malzahar, honestly. But oh well. Rather this nerf than nothing. I don't agree with like this direction though, but it's alright. Okay, so Maokai is super fucking broken for top lane. It's like insane how good it is. So with less magic resist, Maokai's high base damage has made him a bit too threatening for a tank. Okay, so they're just reducing the damage on his Q, that's all. So he's still gonna be busted, that's for sure, but he's losing 25 damage later on, 5 damage at level 1, so his lane phase is roughly gonna be the same. I feel like some matchups will shift depending on if they change keystones as well, but overall not gonna affect him with that much in my opinion. Okay, so Morgana is getting a lot of changes it seems like, so her mana regen is going up by 3 per 5, so that's quite good. Mana regen growth stat is lowered however. Okay, so this is like a support change then. Okay, so removed her passive, no longer grants spellvamp, but instead Morgana heals for 15, scaling to 40% of her damage. Of the damage her ability deals to champions, large minions, and large monsters. Okay, so she's not gonna have the same sustain when she's attacking a wave, but if she's hitting champions, she's gonna be a lot stronger, because this is like double this. So actually, Morgana like might be a good top laner with this later on, because if she can heal for 40% of her spell damage to champions, I feel like she can out-duel like a lot of top laners later, and she has really safe early game because she just sits back and puts W on the wave. Although that's not gonna be as safe now because W doesn't lifesteal on regular minions anymore, but should be quite interesting. I'm actually gonna try Morgana top after this, I think. Okay, so tournament results cooldown is now reduced by 5% whenever. Ooh. Okay, so if you're hitting an enemy champion a lot in lane, you're also gonna get lower cooldown on your W. Okay, this is very interesting actually. Yeah, I'm for sure gonna try this out. I don't think it will be like super meta, but Morgana top has been played before in pro play as well because it's like super safe and it scales really good, so I'm actually gonna try it out. Okay, so Ornn is disgusting, so what are they doing? W damage reduced, cooldown increased, so the damage is reduced by 2% at all ranks. So that's like barely makes any difference whatsoever. And then the cooldown goes from 12 to 8 to 13 to 9. So it's 1 second longer cooldown. Why don't they just like reduce the brittle effect on you? Because the problem with Ornn is you walk up to lane, okay, you're gonna last hit a minion, so you walk up, he's gonna like fucking spit his flame all over you, and you're gonna get debuff with a brittle shit, so that his next auto is gonna one-shot you. So you stand back, you wait for the effect to go off, obviously, because you don't want to get fucking punched in the face by Ornn and lose 300 HP level 1. So then you stand back, and then the duration of that debuff is so long that you're just like sitting there losing 2 creeps, and you're like, holy shit, this is so fucking boring. And then you walk up to the wave, and he has W again, and he fucking does it all over, and you can't ever contest CS. That's the problem, not the 2% damage or the 1 second cooldown. I don't know. I feel like the 1 second cooldown might make some difference. You might actually get like 1 CS per wave now. No, but all jokes aside, Ornn is pretty fucking disgusting, so this nerf won't be enough. Okay, Q damage increased by on Riven. What is this? Like a bit more scaling, 0.05 and 5 base damage. Okay, so she's gonna get like 15 plus. She's gonna get like roughly 25 damage extra in trades in lane, so it's something, not that much. I feel like Riven still will be quite bad if Ornn and Maokai are this disgusting. And obviously Riven can get countered by a couple of bruisers, but overall Riven's problem is that she can't really kill tanks and they can kill her, so... Okay, Shen needs a nerf as well, so what did they do here? Q damage bonus decreased. Okay, so it's reduced from 15 to 40 scaling to 5 to 30. Ooh, so he loses actually quite a bit of damage, actually. Because these are 3 autos, so he loses like 30 damage. Here, oh, he loses 30 damage at all ranks, okay, so his level like 1 through 3 are not gonna be nearly as oppressive, and he's nerfed like through the entire game, okay. But he's still the same champion overall, he will just be a bit less oppressive in lane, but overall the same champ. Okay, so Q cost increased on Sona, Q's aura flat damage bonus decreased, ratio increased. Okay, so she's incentivized to buy more AP, but the ratio is so low, like it's from 0.2 to 0.3, it's not gonna like make a difference, I feel like. And then the mana cost is increased. So overall a little nerf to Sona. I guess she's quite good right now, but I don't find her that oppressive, so... Okay, so base armor decreased on Taric. I mean, I feel like Taric was better last season, so they should have nerfed him then. Now I feel like it's not that big of a problem, so very weird. Okay, since I'm obviously super overpowered, he's the best jungler right now. He has like a 55% win ratio with like a 20% pick rate or something, and really high ban rate as well, so they reduce his health by 30 early game. Not gonna make that big of a difference for jungling, it's actually like affecting top lane since how more, even though that was quite cheesy, but yeah, this doesn't make that much difference for jungling. And then the ration is W, so it's gonna scale a bit worse, but you don't really buy that much AD on Sinzao anyway. You buy like Black Cleaver, Warrior, maybe a Sterex. So it's not gonna be the end of the world, he will still be really good. Okay, so Yorick, quite oppressive right now, obviously. He's like one of the only like bruiser grasp users that are meta right now. So they're reducing his base attack damage by 3. Doesn't make that big of a difference, it's 3 AD, I mean... Yeah, it's not gonna matter at all, like what? 3 AD, come on guys. Oh my god, oh well. Okay, so Zoe is disgusting. They're like just nerfing the disgusting champions this patch, which I really enjoy. And they buffed Darius as well, so I'm quite happy thus far. So cooldown now begins after Q cost completes, not when it begins. That's something. I actually can't be arsed reading all of this, but... Duration of spell pickups for minions. Okay, this is huge actually. So if she like picks up an ignite, she has half the window as before to use it, so that's actually quite good. Drowsy duration is up, it refunds on champion hit instead of on hit, so okay, you actually have to hit champions to get the refund, that's quite good. And then max travel distance is reduced, trap radius is reduced. So her E is just like harder to hit and it's more punishing if you miss it. And she won't have like the pickup items and summoner spells for as long. So overall quite good nerfs to Zoe. I would really like to see them nerf her Q damage though. I feel like it's maybe a bit too strong to one-shot people when you're like 1 and 5 support with like 80 AP and you land 1 sleep and you still like one-shot a Maokai from full HP. No, but yeah, Zoe is disgusting, so this won't be enough, but like worse Zoe players will not perform as well, I feel like. Okay, so there's a lot of changes to Cyrus. Well, okay, I'm not gonna skip to the items yet. We're gonna go over this real fast. Okay, so Mono Regen is increased, Mono Regen growth stat is decreased, so it's the same as Morgana basically. And then, okay, so the spawn range is shorter, which is good actually, because then the plants are more condensed, so we have a higher chance of hitting more plants with your Q and stuff, so you get like more plants in a concentrated area, so that's good. Plant duration, 8 seconds at all levels, so just a buff, especially for early game. This is really good, because it scaled from 5 to 7.5 before, now it's 8 at all levels. Passive seed duration, okay, so W seeds are still 60 seconds, but the passives are shorter, but yeah, seeds, you won't really utilize seeds for 45 seconds anyway, so it's like, whatever. Plant health, 46, and then it's 8. Okay, so they're gonna have more HP as well. Plant golden kill, no one cares. Damage taken by plants, blah blah blah. Don't feel like this. Okay, so it's okay. So they're basically gonna die in the same amount of time. Basically, it's just like changing up the numbers. So W no longer grants Cyrus plant 50% extra maximum health because they got the increase here as well, or instead I mean. When Cyrus kills an enemy, rampant scrolls recharge time is reduced by 20%, 100% for champion tanks, such large minion kills. Okay, so she's gonna be like kind of a reset champion, which is quite fun, I guess, but it's not gonna like, it's not like Kata where she gets a kill and she just wrecks you, or I don't know if that's even a thing now with the rework. I feel like Kata doesn't even need to get kills to get like, to spam her abilities anymore, but yeah, plants are, it's fine reset, I guess, but it's not gonna like make or break a team fight, I feel like. And then enraged plant gain 50% current and max HP, okay, whatever, doesn't really matter. Okay, so Bramble Vest, reflect damage now has lower base damage but scales with armor. Okay, so it's not gonna be that lane oppressive anymore, I guess, because it's from 15 flat to 3 flat to 10% plus 10% of bonus armor. So Bramble Vest is not gonna be a lane item anymore at all. It's actually gonna be quite bad in lane, I feel like. So this is like really nice for Fiora. People are still gonna build this versus her, obviously, because she has so much healing, but they're not gonna nearly get the same amount of damage from Bramble Vest, so quite good change in my opinion. Okay, so Sunfire Cape, aura damage increased, so from 11 plus 1 to 25 plus 1, but the minion damage is heavily reduced. But I actually felt like before, the wave clear with Sunfire was obviously super good, but it was almost like too much. You couldn't like reliably last hit even, because it was so hard to set up like last hits under tower and stuff like that, so I mean, I don't really mind the damage being lowered on minions. I feel like this is just a really good buff to Sunfire, which I'm kind of against in one way, because Maokai is already disgusting, but I feel like this can benefit some other champs. Like, for example, Fizz, like AD or Bruiser Fizz top, like Sunfire is was one of his core items before. It was like the rush item, because it works so well with this kit, and it also like enables champions that have a quite weak like wave clear, or like unreliable wave clear, or unreliable like damage, such as like Mundo or something. Like Sunfire is so good on Mundo, and Mundo is like quite shit right now, so I feel like this will benefit like Maokai and Ornn a bit, but it's mostly gonna be really good for like off-meta tanks. So, because the thing with Ornn and Maokai that makes them good are that they don't have to rely on Sunfire to clear waves. That's like one of their main things, so this is actually quite good. It like adds a lot more dueling potential, but it reduces the wave clear, so I'm actually for this change, believe it or not. Okay, so the runes. Press the attack. Exposure is now added to the targets after the damage from the attack that applies it. So it's just like a small nerf, but there's no melee compensation, really? I was so sure that we were gonna add something like, okay, the percentage damage now is lowered for range champions and it's increased a bit for melee champions, or along those lines, because it makes no sense that this would be the same value on ranged as melee champions. Like before, Fervor gave you double stacks if you were a melee character. That's huge, that you stack it double it's like double efficiency basically, and like press the attack, it makes no sense that it's gonna be the same on ranged as melee champions, but oh well. Lethal tempo, reduced by 4 second cooldown, doesn't matter, this is shit on melees anyways, so fleet footwork, base heal is reduced early, better later on, attack damage heal ratio, it gives better off bonus attack damage, again, this is like an AD carry buff, like no bruiser is gonna like care about this, maybe Fiora, I don't know, ability power heal ratio, okay, whatever. And now, yeah, it works as the same warlords where it crits, it gives you more healing. So, you don't buy Infinity Edge on fucking Jax, do you? So, yeah, it's gonna be, this is just like AD carry buffs. I feel like it doesn't really make any difference for bruisers or top laners at all. Overheal is trash, doesn't matter. Triumph is nerfed a bit. I mean, they should actually not nerf like the first time you get a kill, because it's fine that you can, if you get like ganked and you're ahead, that you can kill the opponent and get a huge heal and then do the 1v2 outplay. The problem is when you chain heal for like 15%, you get another kill, 15% again, and also like the 25 extra gold makes no sense. Why does it give you 25 extra gold when you get kills or assists? It's like, what? It's so weird. So I would actually prefer that they nerfed it in a way where the first time you get a kill, it's the same, but then it gets nerfs for every, then it gets nerfed for every consecutive proc after that, but I guess it's fine. Triumph is broken right now, so Presence of Mind, it's the mana thing, I think, where you get your mana back, so 2 second longer duration, it's good for Kassadin, I think. Coup de grace, damage increase, it's 10% to 9%, okay, 1% damage, wow. The thing with this rune is that it makes no sense that, like, it's quite balanced to the other two, or it would be, but then it also, when you get takedowns, gives you like 9 AD or like 15 AP, depending on what champion you're playing, obviously, for like 10 seconds, so it's like, what? So these are like balanced around you being low, they being low, and stuff like that, and then randomly, like, coup de grace, you just get fucking 9 AD randomly when you get kills. It makes no sense. It's so weird. So I would rather than them remove that than like reduce a 1% damage. It makes no difference. Eyeballs per assist. Okay, this is basically like in the domination tree. Eyeball collector, when you get like ward kills, champion assists, you get eyeballs and then you get adaptive more AD or AP. So basically on support it's not going to be as good, I feel like, and maybe on junglers as well, but it's still going to be the best choice if you're like after getting more combat stats, because the other two are zombie ward and the Poro thing, whatever it's called, and those two are basically rolled around vision control, whilst this actually gives you combat stats, so the champions that would take this will still. Okay, so sorcery, phase rush. What? This is the most dumb thing I've ever read. Melee phase rush users are almost universally outperforming their ranged competitors, or compatriots? English, man. So we're giving ranged users the slow resistance as well. Like, okay, is there actually any melee champion that is broken with phase rush? Like, Darius uses it, because he has no other alternatives, literally. I mean, okay, whatever. Giving slow resistance to ranged champions can't be a good idea, really. It's like, fucking... Ezreal already kites me, okay? He doesn't need a slow resist as well, but whatever. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. It's just weird in my opinion. Okay, so movement speed from 4 to 3% on celerity, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Obviously, then it gives you a bit less AD as well, because celerity gives you bonus AD or AP depending on how fast your move speed is. So, okay, resolve Miracell getting from 5 to 6 MR. I mean, it's quite good. So you're not buffing Iron Skin though, only Miracell. Okay, so that's quite weird. Overgrowth. Okay, so the minion that is gonna proc it now has like an icon over it, so you can see which minion is gonna proc the overgrowth effect, which is quite good. Or it doesn't really make that big of a difference, but it's easier to see when you're gonna get extra health, I guess. Okay, revitalize. Now also boost shields and heals cost on the user. Okay, that's fine. Inspiration Kleptomancy. Okay, please, right. Nerf this fucking keystone, man. Okay, removed. You're too far away. What? Kleptomancy gave you attack range? Wait, what? Was this ever in the game? Like, was this actually on the tooltip? Did it actually say also gives you 25 attack range? Because I'm sure I've read Kleptomancy and I've never seen anyone mention it, and I've never like seen the text in front of me. Like, this is so weird. No longer increases attack range by 25. Like, I thought when I was playing Gangplank that my auto attack was maybe a bit longer, but I thought I was just like, I don't know. I didn't think about it that much. So I guess it was kleptomancy, huh? Okay. Okay, so loot table mechanism updated to decrease variance in loot over time. So obviously less variance is good for League. I really hate RNG in this game, but okay, I had no clue about this. It's good that it's removed at least. This was actually really good for Ezreal then, because he has quite a low auto attack range, so he could farm safer with this, I guess. But oh well, it's really good that they removed it. I never knew it was in the game, however. If you guys like knew this was a thing, you're probably gonna laugh at me, that's fine, but I actually did not know this existed even, okay. Alternative map balances, okay, so this is basically nothing, just icon updates. And they also changed the champion health bars. I actually played a couple of games today, and I think it looks quite nice. I think the font though, like the number that displays your level and stuff, it's like a bit too small. I feel like they should make the numbers a bit thicker, because it's like quite hard to see if you just glance over it, and it looks quite ugly in my opinion, but the black border and everything looks quite nice, so that's my opinion on it. But anyways guys, thanks a lot for watching this patch rundown. It's the first patch rundown which I've actually done. If you have any constructive criticism, feel free to leave a comment down below. But otherwise, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.